Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation for a very special Spirits review, folks. As you can see, I'm here at the farm. Duty calls, as always. But your need for reviews and your need for that amazing K.O.E. content remains constant, folks. So do not worry. I'm actually going to hand the reins over to a couple of very, very good friends of the K.O.E. Nation for this particular Spirits review. And without further ado, let's get you right to this Spirit review.
Welcome, everybody. I am Tony fucking G, your prince and potato of the political prowess of standing in. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm Tony fucking G. I'm a damn handsome man, too. This is the KOE Nation. This is a Spirits review. And I am joined by the one, the only, the
reigning, defending, undisputed revolutionary wrestling podcast champion, Chicken. How you guys doing tonight? Appreciate you having me on, Tony. I'm excited. We loved Heaven's Door.
Yes,
we got three more.
Here's the thing, folks. We started off our journey, and we are. God, he's not here, but we are shy a Phil K.O.E. We are shy a King of Extreme, but nonetheless, we will trudge forward. And we did try Heaven's Door for the first time, all three of us together, with a beautiful store pick. I'm going to get it out here real quick.
Yeah. I love it.
This I've actually put a hurting on this bottle. Like, I was shocked how good this was. This is a Heaven's Door single barrel cask strength bourbon. This is 123 proof. This is one of the only whiskeys that I was like, my God, is that spicy? And I put it over ice, and this thing blew wide.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so good. So much caramel. Beautiful bourbon. Like, pretty sad that this was a limited run, because this is really good. But we never got to jump in to the base line, and that's what we've got here, folks. We've got the bourbon, we've got the double barrel, and we've got the rye. So tonight we're going to try the base offering of the Heaven's Door bourbon whiskey, and this is a unique one. This is a Tennessee bourbon, okay? Made in Nashville. This is Bob Dylan's distillery. So this has got a celebrity gimmick. This is a non-Kentucky bourbon. It is a Tennessee bourbon, which is even stranger to come by. So I'm pretty anxious to try this one. And I'll be honest, folks. We talked about this a few weeks ago because I was super excited to try these samples because I was going to be going to Nashville, Tennessee. I made it to Nashville, Tennessee. Before we get into this, let's do our cork pop first. This is a sampler pack with the three. And it's got 3 200 milliliter little sample bottles. Let's bust this plastic off real quick so we can get
I got so much plastic on my bar from tonight.
Not too much plastic on here, just enough. Okay, all right. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. There's a lot of plastic on here for a 200 milliliter. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Not bad.
Not bad. Oh, okay, I kind of like that. All right. Pour ourselves a sample of this.
Again, doing the straight bourbon whiskey. This is a 92 proof, 46 ABV.
Not bad. Not bad. We wanted to create a collection of American whiskey that, in their own way, tells a story. Bob Dylan. So, first and foremost, I kind of made it a point to myself. I'm going to Nashville. I gotta see this thing. I gotta see this distillery because this, as you can see behind us, this is an old church converted into a distillery. Hence, Heaven's Door. Unfortunately, it's not exactly open to the public. Let me preface that with, it's not exactly open. On our third day in Nashville, we happened to go into a place called Honky Tonk Central. It's a 3-story honky tonk bar with 3 different bands on 3 different levels. We made it to level 1 and found one of the locals who proceeded to buy me drinks for the next 3 hours. I drank a lot of Tennessee whiskey in those 3 hours. And by the time we left the bar, I'm like, okay, we're going to stop at this Evans door on the way back to the hotel to change. And then we're going to go to a liquor store. And then we're going to go to the motel. This Uber gets us to the distillery, and there are 2 homeless people sitting on the steps. And he goes, yeah, guys, I'm not going to drop you off here. And I went, that's fair. Never mind. So we didn't get to stop at Heaven's Door
experience.
Distillery. It was a beautiful experience. Nashville's amazing. I cannot undersell it enough. Cannot wait to go back. Very rarely would myself or my wife go, let's go back immediately. But yeah, Nashville's definitely one of those. Hopefully when we do, the distillery itself will be fully functional and operational and open to the public, because I'm super excited to tour this thing. So, you sampled the nose already. What are you thinking?
Oh, it's just incredible right off the bat.
Yeah,
you get
I
the oak
agree.
and some vanilla.
Vanilla's heavy. Vanilla extract is heavy on the nose for me. You get the oak. This is a standard bourbon feel on the nose. I'm already enjoying it.
The vanilla is super heavy right off the bat.
Love that.
And it's pleasant too. It's not like sometimes when you smell vanilla, you're like, ooh, this is gonna taste like. But no, this is a pleasant amount of vanilla.
Yeah, and at 92 proof, it's not offensive at all on the nose so far. So, without further ado, Okay. Okay. I can.
There's a little butter and oil at the end.
That's interesting because. Oh wow. Okay. You're right. Yeah, it's got it's a tackiness to it.
Yeah, it's like butter.
Yeah.
Something. Butter's on something. Not toast. Kind of like toast.
Okay. I'm
like a biscuit.
Yeah, like a cinnamon toast piece of bread that you'd have for breakfast. This is really, really nice. This is definitely bourbon. Okay, now forget the age-old question: is Tennessee whiskey bourbon? This is bourbon. But what's interesting for me, I kept drinking. Again, I'll go back to that day I was.
You go back. The nose is all oak.
See, you're right. Yeah, definitely a wood hint on the nose for sure. Now yeah. Oh, this is really nice. But I go back to that day I was in Nashville and I'm drinking Tennessee whiskey, not bourbon, Tennessee whiskey. I think it was the Bell Mead brand Tennessee whiskey. I wanted to try it.
Pretty popular around here.
And I tried it. I'm like, that's not bad. I can see why people like this. It's comparable to Jack Daniels. I get it. I like it. Not bad. I had one. And then again, that guy bought me drinks for the next 3 hours. So I drank it for the next 3 hours. Got accustomed to it. That, I can taste that in this. So there is definitely something to Tennessee whiskey. And apparently bourbon made in Tennessee. This is really nice. That like this has the qualities that was missing. The Tennessee whiskey I was drinking was missing. This bourbon has what I wanted. It has a little more bite. It's got a little more complexity. There's a lot more going on here. So I like it a lot compared to just a standard Tennessee whiskey. This is nice. This is very nice.
Yeah, so I completely agree. I actually poured a little bit more just to dab a little bit of water in there. It's not that it needed the water. I just like to try it out every now and then.
Sure, you're right. Yeah.
It doesn't really change much of the nose, though.
Okay. So we do scale these things on a few different levels. First off, as a bourbon, as a whiskey, as a cask-aged spirit.
Sorry. Stop. Put a little water in that. It's straight butter biscuit.
Really?
Oh. Just a dab.
Okay.
It's breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
I want to cook up some eggs and bacon and drink this.
Oh, God, you're right. Oh, my God. Oh, you weren't kidding.
That's beautiful.
That opens up a lot. I'm glad I did that. Oh, yeah, that's going to help a lot. Okay.
Sorry, I wouldn't have interrupted that if it wasn't important. That's amazing.
That is good. Wow. I usually don't even bother anymore with trying to open up whiskeys with water because
I try it with all of them now. After we did the original Heaven's Door or the Heaven's Door store pick, after that I was like, holy shit, this is real. This is a real thing.
True.
I don't know how many times prior to that I had tried to drop like just a little tiny bit of ice or a little drop of water.
It is easy to dismiss whiskey.
So many of them.
Wow. That's good.
Really good with just a splash.
So we are going to grade this on a few different scales. As a bourbon, as a whiskey, as a cask-aged spirit, its shelving, and, of course, the ever-popular question, the secret question. So, first and foremost, as a bourbon chicken, how would you grade this on a 5-star scale? Those of you who do not know, we grade things around here on a 5-star scale. 1 being, by all means, pass it by. This is nothing to write home about. You're not going to miss out at all if you don't decide to buy this whiskey. 5 being, my God, before you kick the bucket, you better have at least 6, 7, 8 bottles of this bitch.
As a bourbon, on a 5-star scale, this is tough because this is really good, but then I'm like, looking, what am I going to compare this to that's already up around that top shelf and things that I've already given a 4 to? It's close, folks.
Wow.
It's really close. 3.75.
3.75 as a bourbon. Okay. I'll be frank, as a bourbon, this, again, I got familiar with some Tennessee whiskey while I was in Nashville. They make plenty of it there, and it's readily available. And I'll be frank, when it came to bourbon, if I wanted something like good bourbon, like I drank Maker's 46, you know, they only had Maker's Mark. If I wanted Buffalo Trace, or if I wanted Blanton's, they had Buffalo Trace. So we're talking entry-level bourbon, and it was generally entry-level Tennessee whiskey in most of the bars you'd go into. Again, that Belle Meade Tennessee whiskey was good, and this reminds me a lot of that. So as a bourbon, I'm only going to go 3.5.
Okay.
But as a whiskey, I'm happily prepared to give this 4 stars.
I agree. The vanilla notes, the oak, this is classic. You can mix so much. You can do neat. You can do all kinds of cocktails. Like, this is fucking great.
This is the delicious whiskey. Vanilla, butter, and sweetness. And the ABV is not intrusive. This is super drinkable. This is cocktailable. This is affordable.
You can do this over ice, obviously. Like,
I think this would be good on ice. I think this is a affordable one too, if I'm not mistaken. This is a really, really good whiskey. Really, really nice. As a cask-aged spirit, how would you go on this? Because I don't believe it has an age statement
on the box. Says won a couple of medals. They all do. Don't see
aged
any age statements.
new American oak barrels for a smooth blend with notes of vanilla, baked bread layers over rich toasted oak. So yeah, we kind of hit that on the head. But no, it does not offer any age statements. So we are left to guess. I'm guessing we're looking at probably like 5-6 years, right?
I'd guess. I'll go. I'll be fair to it. It's pretty dang good. It's not the best cask age you'll find, but for just a baseline bourbon, it's pretty damn good. I'll give it 3.5.
As a cask age, I'm gonna go 3 1/4. It's definitely good. It is, as a cask age. This is just.
There's a lot of competition,
so
good.
I get it. A ton of competition, so it's harder to grade on that scale. It doesn't stand out from the pack in the cask age, but yeah, definitely solid. Now we move on to its shelving. Where would you put this? Top, middle, or bottom?
This is going to be a solid middle shelf for me. It doesn't have enough to go to the top. Like, it's not enough complexity there.
Yeah.
It's just good. It's interesting enough to like make me go, wow, like that has a in the bottle. Even with this little guy, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, the presentation is nice.
Yeah, presentation's nice. Great bottle. It's using a real cork. I love everything about what Bob Dylan's doing here.
Yeah. I kind of agree. Like, I was prepared for this to be a bottom shelf, but the presentation's nice, the palate's nice, the story's good. Like, this is a middle shelf whiskey.
Open your damn distillery.
Yeah, let me come tour it. I just maybe I caught him on an off day. I don't know, but this was
COVID. We'll just blame it on COVID.
Yep, COVID.
Add that tag to the video.
This is beautiful. No, I am surprised. I honestly I was expecting to be a little disappointed after we tried the single barrel store pick, because this had a lot going on. It was a high proof, and comparatively,
kind of sets the bar high. Yeah,
it did. This is almost 62 ABV compared to, good God, 46. So huge jump. I didn't know what to expect. I expected this to be a bottom shelf, but initially, with the Tennessee whiskey flavor, what the bourbon took over, that definitely moved it up, and it finishes so nice. This is super drinkable. Middle shelf for sure. Now, the secret, fifth and final question. When this bottle, this 200 milliliter bottle that you and I both have, runs empty, would you seek another sampler pack? Would you seek another full 750 or liter bottle? Or would you pass it by?
So for sampler pack, I don't know yet, because we have 2 more to try.
Good point.
For this individually, the way I think about this one, if I seen it for $45 or less for a full-size bottle, 750 milliliter, yeah, I'll grab it.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm thinking, like, this is a really, really
like,
nice
I compare
bourbon.
this to Michter's bourbon. Like,
I think this is a little more complex than Michter's.
I think it is too, but like, I won't pay $45 for Michter's, but I'll pay $45 for this.
Yeah, if it came down to those two, I'm obviously going to pick this. I'd probably look for this on a sale first and foremost. I've got plenty of bourbon.
I'll pay $45 though.
I mean, I've got a little bit here.
It's worth
I've got this bottle. When this bottle's empty, I'm probably going to look for it on special first. If I can't find it on a deal, then yeah, I'm probably just going to go ahead and buy standard bottle, because this is really good. It's not standard Kentucky bourbon, and you know what? I've got a lot of Kentucky bourbon, so might as well open up the floodgates. This is really good. I'm pleasantly surprised. So, Heaven's Door straight bourbon whiskey. Pretty flabbergasted at how well you scored tonight. I did not expect to be blown away.
Bravo.
This definitely has the flavor of Tennessee, but it's got the feel of America when it comes to a bourbon. And this definitely surpassed the expectations I think both of us had. So, with all that being said, I am Tony fucking G, your high proof snob, connoisseur, your 11-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, the man that looks better than almost anybody, including Tom Cruise in Aviators, Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe. And I was joined tonight by the one, the only...
Your champ, Chicken. Thanks for tuning in, folks. As always, appreciate you. Love you. Bye. Here and see if it just smooths itself out.
Get back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you. Raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it down. Let you down slow, it's hard to survive.
Nice.
El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.